I think it's the cliche answer of yes and no, right? Seems like yesterday I was filming my first episode of Wine Library TV, but obviously it's an absolute lifetime ago, right? My entire career, my narrative, my impact on everything I touch, like the world, it's a complete lifetime ago. The day of waking up and being a merchant and driving 45 minutes to Wine Library and spending 11 hours in that office and in that store and then going home, it seems so foreign. I think I had great ambition. I didn't understand how it all manifests. I maybe wouldn't understand that there's a man following me around with a camera and that I'm, that I have millions of people following me on social networks that I didn't know existed yet. I don't think I would have understood the details, but I'm not confused by the macro. No, I don't think anybody should feel lazy if they're not doing my thing. I think that they should feel lazy if they spend their 12 hours a day complaining about what should be happening or how the system's unfair to them. If you're happy, you should not be feeling anything other than gratitude. But if you're sitting with your buddies at 6:18 p.m. at a bar complaining about the man or the system, yes, if you're complaining, you should be auditing and questioning yourself. Everything is being underestimated about what's going to happen over the next 100 years, and everything is overestimated of what's going to happen over the next year. My favorite Australian wine is Hunter Valley Semillon as a category. I'm a big fan. It's uniquely Australian. It's a flavor profile that people don't know around the world. It's unbelievably, incredibly flexible in pairing with foods. Obviously, Barossa Valley Shiraz and Margaret River Chardonnay and Cabernet have far more of a platform on the global wine stage, but to me, Hunter Valley Semillon is the real gem of Australian wine. If you're working 1 hour a day and you're happy as shit, you shouldn't be questioning anything. You should be kissing the world and thanking them for you finding your zone. I don't want people to be like me when it comes to my work ethic. I want people to be like me when they found their truth. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I gotta run, but thank you, man. Stop trying to produce me, D-Rock. What's up, vlog? It's me, Gary. My man Justin here, Justin G from VaynerSports.
What's up, VaynerSports?
All right, dude. Anyway, hope everybody's doing super well. We have a really good meeting coming up I'm excited about. Just had a great meeting with a very intriguing dude. That's all I can leave it at right now. More to come on that front. Tyler and, don't worry, D-Rock, I know how to do this.
Yeah, it's fine.
Nope, I don't know how to do it. Anyway, Tyler and D-Rock, that's who those characters were. Full day of LA meetings, recording some really epic podcast stuff. If you are not subscribed to the podcast, make the commitment now. Leave a comment in the YouTube section. Make the commitment. Are you now finally into subscribing on the podcast? Editing team, please put a little thing here with GaryVaynerchuk.com/ I don't know what is it podcast/podcast? No, you'll figure it out. Anyway, vlog peeps, love you. Hope you're doing well. Headed to SF tonight. "74 people on Instagram bring you way more than being on a playlist on Spotify, and it's easier to accomplish that."
What do you mean?
DMing over a course of a year 40,000 people that have big audiences and having 27 of them use your music is equivalent to having Spotify pick one of your songs to be on a track.
Yeah. And then I guess that will lead to that.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you're in control of that.
Yeah. Why does it sound so simple when you say it?
Because I'm suffocating the conversation in a narrow framework. If you were hanging with all your artist friends, you'd veer off over here and be like, "This is bullshit. The industry, they don't understand." Like, fuck it. You'd go all fucking artsy on me. I'm like, fucking stay right here. This is it. Doesn't matter what mom and dad, how they came up. It doesn't matter how you want it to be. It doesn't matter the fantasy story. It doesn't matter you and your musician friends sitting around and fucking complaining about the way it is.
Right.
This is it. And so if you just stay there, it seems super simple because you haven't allowed yourself.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
And that's basically what I do with my content. And by the way, they're uncomfortable with this because it suffocates your excuses.
It gives you no room.
The reason people struggle with watching my content at first is I'm saying the thing they don't want to hear.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I get it,
Yeah.
but I'm right. All right, I have to go. Such a pleasure. Good luck. Update me in a month.
Yes,
I'm
I will.
serious.
Where the trees go. Where the trees go.
It's so funny. I've always been so obsessed about my legacy. I always laugh because I have this grand ambition to buy the New York Jets, and I think that people are so confused. I am so not driven by money. It actually makes me fearful. Like, and when I use the word fearful,
I hear you.
I'm not fearful because I know how to create enough and like I'm practical. But to me, legacy has been the only thing I've ever played on. It's why I feel like I'm unbeatable. You know,
But it's why you're acting in the space that you're acting in.
100%.
You're giving rather than trying to take something.
That's right. Which is my macro selfishness of what I want, which happens after I'm gone. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's all that's left, right?
That's right.
Yeah, the money.
So I'm trying to,
Money's gonna be burned by
which
the
is
next
why,
couple generations.
which is why the internet really allowed me something amazing, which was I can scale one-on-one at a level that has never been done before.
But don't go as crazy.
What's like your next kind of movement?
It's all the same. I'm only gonna do one thing for the rest of my life. I'm gonna try to collect attention and then deploy it against things. How are you?
How are you, bro?
How you been?
I'm great. I just walked in the door, man.
I love
had
it,
no
man.
idea
Good to
were-
see you.
Yeah. This is home, man. I live 5 blocks down the street now.
I love it.
A little over a year in, and yeah,
Good to see you, man. Guys, how are you? Shit is proper.
So when I go on the air and I'm talking, all I hear is the bass of my voice, which makes me want to talk mellow.
Interesting.
Real interesting, Gary. Let's take
It
this
is,
fucking
dude.
shit.
Dude, it is.
Gold dust.
Honestly, this is like seriously like the things you don't think about. Like I don't even know what bass is. Like I in theory know it's like that boom, boom, boom. Like I don't really know though.
Yeah, you do.
No, really, I don't. I really don't.
Well, you
All
don't
right,
have
so
any,
you
well,
so you
don't
guys.
have any in your voice. There you go. There's an
Is that
example
true?
for you, yeah.
Damn it. Was that the puberty thing I decided to jump over? I was like, this puberty thing seems like it's gonna slow me down.
Buddy, it's super good.
Well, great. Let's get right into it. I mean, obviously, I think I want to keep all the stuff from the beginning, the whole thing that I skipped puberty, the whole nine. So anyway, super excited, Zainlo, for the Vayner Nation that's listening right now on the podcast, on the Garyvee audio experience. Why don't you give context before we get into Planet of the Apps, before we get into the experience, our budding romance, before we get into all that. Take me all the way back. Let's spend 5 to 10 minutes here on who you are, where you came from, your narrative. What is your origin story? You, of the artist, you know, a lot of my audience loves hip hop because of our infusion into it and just that vibe. Who's catching your attention? Who's putting out the records of the summer? Who's the artist that you think is really original? You have a far more sophisticated palette on this. I'm curious, who are some of the guys or gals that are capturing your imagination in the hip hop game right this second?
It's tough. But then people say, oh, you know, what are you listening to? And your brain just goes into this mishmash of 1,000 things that you listened to over the course of the last 6 months. But there are some key artists that are really standing out. I mean, it's not strictly speaking hip hop, but it has a hip hop, spirit to it. You know, this guy Khalid is going to be the
huge.
breakout, man.
He's gonna be
Already,
huge.
it's going.
It's already happened.
That's what's happening. Big superstar, and you know, you've got all these incredible, you know, artists that are just Kyle, who I know you know.
Yep.
I mean, it's an exciting time for. I mean, if you've seen the cover of XXL, if you've seen the freshman cover this year, it's like all of those guys put together. It's like Slipknot or something. Like there's a rock energy to it. There's a real tension to the way they present themselves, and there's a real kind of like visceral sort of energy to that. And I find that really interesting. And I like seeing music and every layer that comes along for that ride. And it's multi-layered. Music is only one aspect of it. It's the passion, but it opens the door.
Off the sound.
I like seeing it change.
Off the sound, people that you've interviewed or seen interact in real life in a board meeting or just out in public, anybody stand out that you interviewed and you're like, ooh,
really
that's it as a person?
I really like this guy called JID, who's just signed with J. Cole's label, Dreamville.
What caught your attention there?
He has a complete vision
of how it's going to happen?
Of how he wants it to happen. He seems to be able to talk about his dreams and his vision and his ambition in a very methodical, deliberate way. So it's not just I'm scrambling and searching and I'm going to achieve it no matter what. He's like, he's got it. And when I see artists like that talk, I realize that it's not a case of if, it's a case of when.
I like that. Is it weird for you two nerds to see that nerd is now mainstream and what you loved as a kid? Like, Aaron, let's really focus on you because you're a big nerd, right? Fine, but like really, 37, being the ability to be a CTO, exactly. Like for you, right, so for you, that was really a different culture. Is it crazy for you to see the thing that you grew up loving? Now you, the 15-year-old you can get the good-looking girl, not the quarterback. Like, does that, like owning an app now is a status symbol on Instagram because the club promoters have come into this game.
Totally.
Like, it's just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's awesome because that's where the money's being made. That's where the opportunity is. Like Apple and other people.
And the art, right? It's not just about money, right? Because what I think has really happened is app development and this whole movement is now culture. There's a rock star status that didn't exist. And by the way, not super different from me. Not that business kids that were flipping things like baseball cards and stuff like that, it didn't have the extreme nerdness of like computer kids, but it wasn't sports and it wasn't music. You know, entrepreneur now is at the height of its pedestal. I mean, I think it has to start going the other way actually pretty soon. I'm enjoying these few minutes that I have where people actually give a shit and want to take a selfie. Listen, I'm so pumped when entrepreneurship isn't cool again. Like, because I'm never leaving.
So, right. In college, when I studied computer science, it was the top of the bubble. It was 2000. And there were all these kids in my computer science classes that didn't actually like the work. They just thought it was hot.
Right, and then it collapsed.
And it collapsed and they all left, which was kind of cool because then the true nerds were still in the room.
Well, that's why I loved the 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7 era because the internet was getting big enough to be real. Do you guys get excited, as I do, that forever, you will be associated with producing Apple Music's first original show? I mean, just, you know, whatever happens, if there's a season 2, if there's 30 seasons, it's just always there. And I think it speaks to knowing your guys' career a little bit. It's that innovation arm, right? You know, fashion stars. I mean, look, I know until you brought it up one day in the trailer, I didn't know that was you guys. I didn't know the Hollywood landscape. To me, that was just very smart. And for me, that's like credit. I think in a lot of ways, this new distribution, obviously Netflix and other OTTs exist, but let's call it what it is. This is the most powerful company in the world at this moment. This is their first foray into something that you guys grew up in, right? Like, you know, to me, a lot of this has happened backwards, entrepreneurship and is backed into culture. This is what you guys dreamed and aspired to do your whole life. It must be pretty fantastic.
We're psyched.
It's amazing, and I would just say that one of the things that has been really, such a great gift is that Apple has really supported creativity from the beginning. We pitched in the show, they liked the idea, and they really allowed us to make it. And they've really kind of, it's no surprise that great things happen here, and that, you know, they've been responsible for some of the most innovative things, launches ever. And they support creative thinking.
Well, design is such a core element to the culture of the company, and so we're all kind of designers in this convergent world, whether we're, you know, tech entrepreneurs, video makers, platform builders. There's an element of design and aesthetic that permeates everything we're all doing, especially as it relates to
Let's wrap. So what else has been weird? As an aspiring entrepreneur, you know, you grew up in a household that really understood entertainment at the highest levels. What has been the biggest eye-opener about entrepreneurship?
How much work? That's a lot of work.
Yes. Great answer.
Cooler environment.
I love it.
Come on in.
Love it.
Boom. So, first things first. These are for the little things that like play between the songs on the radio station, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So let's just get a couple of different, just beats one.
Beats one?
Yep, just beats one.
Beats one.
Back from the mic a little bit.
Beats one.
This, let's do the beats one list.
The beats one list.
Awesome. And give me a Zane Lowe.
Zane Lowe. Next on the beats one list.
Okay, back from the mic. Next on the beats one list.
Next on the beats one list.
Amazing. Okay, now we're gonna switch it up.
If I am not the voice of an animated character in a Disney film in the next 6 years, I'm gonna get somebody.
I'll make your demo.
Done.
I'll do you done,
done, dude. I want it. I want to be a squirrel. Just an incredible day right now in the Beats studios over here in Apple and LA. Got a ton of podcast work done, so you'll be hearing a bunch of original podcast stuff. Did some promos for Beats One, so hopefully you're listening to that on Apple Music and you'll hear my voice come through. Just real good. Good day. That was really good. D-Rock just missed, did not capture one of the great quotes in Dailyvee history, but it's actually not part of Dailyvee history because you missed it, D-Rock.
Sorry.
Tyler? He missed it, but you loved it. But I'll tell you guys the story because I'm a good dude. D-Rock just said, hey, what do you think about getting a second camera while we travel? So in case I gotta do some stuff where I can put a camera on you and get the guest or what have you. And I was like,
I recognize you now.
The voice?
I see the voice, and I sent to my son a video. You talk about you need to recreate yourself, to be strong, to open the internet and figure out what's going on. Well, I'm a big fan.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. How are you?
Hey, sorry, Tyler. You come with a group.
How are you?
Good. You?
Good, man. I can't believe how close.
It's like a 20-second tour. Guys, hello.
Hello, Chris.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Randomly film as well.
Yeah, it's good. This is just basically how it is now.
Oh my god, it's like the same.
I know. You're the reason I have a job. You know.
You're the reason I have a job.
I just yell at Joe when she shoots me that low, but no.
You look for angles? So what happens like when you're just like, just look out there and you're like, what is life?
Yeah, basically.
This is awesome. It's a real pleasure meeting you guys.
You too, man.
Yeah, have a great day. I'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, it's
And so-
my set.
Yep.
Small little thing. It's literally, it's like 2,500 square feet.
Hi.
Hi.
Don't mind
This
my
is
face.
freaking
That was just a
awesome.
gift. That was not a choice.
That's right, I have plenty of things with my face on it. Dude, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Signed a lot.
Thank you.
This is real work.
It's for our subscription thing.
Yeah.
Our DeFranco Elite thing.
I'm dying to hear the update. Is the bathroom open?
Yes.
You have the luxury of like being around this, I don't know when you start, like you've always had to know some version of me from way back when.
Right.
Just it's the long game.
Well, there are not many people that can say it.
Right.
Not here.
That's right. It's the long game, and so like, it's fun for me. Like I'm definitely in a moment right now, but it's just another moment. Like I've had my moments, right? Like, were you around when I got on Conan, and like everybody freaked out about that?
I don't remember seeing that. No.
That was what? That was July 2007. That was nuts.
Oh wow, that's really early on for.
Yeah, I got on Conan, and everybody lost their shit. Like every blog, everybody on early Twitter was like, I just remember everybody. I remember being backstage and Justine, Zay, what's her, man, she's some other what's the girl with on Revision 3? Veronica Belmont.
Oh, wow,
like all these people were DMing me or tweeting, like everybody was just like, basically like, do it for us. And I was like, fuck, I was like, it was such a cool moment. Like Peter Gruber from like you know, from Apple blogs, like everybody wrote about it. It was so early for somebody from the internet to be on real TV.
What were they even asking at that point? They're just like, so people are looking at you?
You mean on Conan?
Yeah.
We did a wine skit.
Oh.
We tasted wine.
So that worked out for you.
It worked out. But it was just, it was such a, like, revision, like, right? Like Kevin and...
Oh yeah, wow, Dignation.
Dignation was such a big deal. Wow. That was like, it was Dignation, Rocket Boom, and Zay Frank.
I think
that was like the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I think the moment I realized that I had maybe a long-term business was when I found out the numbers that Dignation was doing. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. Both for sales and views.
100%.
I was just like, okay.
You were bigger than Dignation real fast because they were insular. YouTube had so much more scale behind it.
Right. Well, what was good about their show, though, was their show served a bigger purpose. Same as yours.
That's
right?
That's where I'm trying to get you right now.
Yeah.
Don't think of it as transactional. Understand how young and how, if you know what your biggest disadvantage is? You've been in the game for so long. You don't have, in my opinion, right off the bat, I can taste it. I don't think you've contextualized how early we are in this whole game. Because you've got all the right pieces, man. Shit doesn't happen by accident.
Yeah.
Producing a show the way you do, that's work.
Yeah.
In a very different way. Just documenting and letting people, I'm producing the show that I would have wanted to watch as a business kid when I was 16. I would have wanted to watch somebody who's doing what I wanted to do to see if I could have picked up on her or his cadence, timing, information, like just stuff.
But I think that's good. You should always try and create what you would consume.
Scratching your own itch is the model.
Yeah.
My man, great to see you. Yeah. Guys, we solved everything. The blueprint is set. You guys won. I'll see you guys later. Good luck with everything. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Cool, sir. Good meeting you. Absolute pleasure, yeah.
Dude, this is a nerd palace.
Oh, this. You know, exciting stuff.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, man. Have a good one.
Bye again.
Bye, guys.
Hey, guys. Good meeting you.
Thank you.
Tyler.
You get a plaque at 1 million subscribers?
Yeah.
All right. Don't litter. Don't litter. I hate littering. Oh my God, they're not joking around here. Wow, that's what Apple Music put up right now when you hit browse. Airport Gary coming up.